we've had this round trip in the VIX, if you like, this amazing spike, and now we've actually seen quite a significant decline. So volatility in volatility.
Certainly volatility in volatility. It's been an interesting first half of the year. It's also been a very interesting couple of weeks. And what you have is, over the past 2 weeks or so, a real collapse in volatility levels. Firstly, as people become confident about what's happening in Greece and in China, but also to some extent as we enter the summer doldrums.
Yeah.
And a couple of days ago, we saw the lowest VIX for this year, just below 12. Right now, traders in the US are very, very relaxed about what's going to happen over the next month or so. Volatility is down, and not just in the US.
Relaxed or complacent?
Well, time will tell, and hindsight is the only way to judge that. But there's not a lot in the book for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Politicians start to go on holiday. There is a real summer doldrums. There also is, as you said, very few clouds on the horizon for the US consumer that are sort of easy to point at and say, well, here's where the next problem's going to come from.
William?
Yeah, I would agree. You need to have a kind of a short-term catalyst that would push you in one or another direction. If such a catalyst is lacking, because of what you describe, you have this quiescence, and I've once called it like somnolent risk. Everybody is asleep, and then all of a sudden the catalyst is there, pops up, and then VIX shoots through the roof. And there are quite a number of candidates lined up for the latter part of the year.
Like, which are, what are you watching?
Fed, obviously.
Yep.
Greece, will there be elections? Portuguese elections, Spanish elections, China. So it's five elements to look at.
But you haven't put China in the mix.
So
Why?
An interesting period between September and December.
So why is China not in the mix for you?
No, it's one of, I forgot to add it, so I added it at the last.
Okay, an extra one, okay. So the China stock market's just turned negative today, and it feels as though Wall Street was in a bit of a flap about the China market with the wild swings that we saw in the stock market, more for the reaction that it could have on the economic fundamentals. The authorities caged it. They put it in a box. They stopped a lot of the trade on stocks, and it really helped calm the Wall Street reaction. But is this just bubbling underneath the surface, that once those stocks start trading again, we might see volatility shoot up? Is that a possibility in your mind?
Well, I mean, so first of all, when it comes to the Chinese markets, the fact that so many stocks aren't actually trading and the government's doing so much to support their prices, of course that's affecting volatility. The price is being prevented from going down in some sense. When it comes to the rest of the world, as you know, it's not a new thing to say, the stock markets don't matter half or even a percentage as much as the real economy. And if what we're seeing in the Chinese markets is an indicator of what's actually happening in the economy, that's going to be a big problem for the rest of the world. However, the sense is, and there's lots of evidence to point to the fact that at least so far, what we've seen in China is the popping of a leveraged retail bubble, as opposed to a strong indicator that the economy has changed track and is going in the wrong direction. Any evidence that changes that conclusion is going to have an impact in Europe and in the US, as in the rest of the world.